Tuning to The Engine on YouTube or WNTH Radio, however you may be listening. Glad to have you in on a Thursday live from the new Trier radio station in Winnetka, Illinois. Nick Freeman explained to us what we're doing on YouTube and what we're going to be doing today.
So, as you may have noticed, we switched our name from the J&N Show. Now we're The Engine. The three of us, it's kind of a play on words because Nick, Johnny, Nick, NJN, The Engine. And so we have a YouTube channel. We started it. It's called The Engine, obviously. We've recorded pretty much all of our shows so far. So we're going to post some new shows, some older ones that we haven't put up yet. And please subscribe. It takes very little time, and it would really help us a lot. We're trying to make the show go big, which I think would be awesome. So for any listeners, please subscribe to The Engine. And we're just going to post sports content, football and basketball, probably twice a week.
Yeah, college football, pro football.
Yeah. All four,
yeah.
college and pro. And then today on the show we're just going to do the beginning, some NBA news, what's going on there. It seems like we've been doing a lot of football recently. And then at the end, we're going to do a mini draft where we'll do the rules when we get there, but it's pretty much, now that the 2010s decade is coming to an end, we're doing a draft with the three of us and who you would start an NBA franchise with for the 2020 decade going forward.
And with that said, Johnny Fogel alongside Nick Freeman and Nick Falk are in the studio, and we're ready to go. And before we get anything started, I think the biggest thing that happened yesterday in the NBA, and I know, Nick Freeman, you're extremely excited to talk about it because it is your hometown team, the Chicago Bulls, big comeback last time in overtime. Let's get right into it. Nick Freeman, paint the picture for us. What happened last night?
So Monday night, actually, the Bulls were were winning by 26 to the Thunder. This was on Monday night. Thunder ended up coming back. It was a classic Jim Boylan, who's the Bulls coach, mistake. They pretty much let him get back into the game. The reffing was definitely spotty, but it doesn't matter. When you're down 26, you need to clean that game up. Then Wednesday, we started out slow. It looked like it was going to be another really disappointing loss. Down 18. We really picked it up. Ended up taking the game into overtime on some Zach LaVine very clutch free throws. LaVine had a great end of the game. Markkanen had a great beginning into the game. We were able to stop Bradley Beal pretty well. He only had 22, and he's top 5 in scoring this season. And what happened was, going into overtime, this is what I was most excited to see. Zach LaVine had a lot of clutch opportunities, where in the past he's been a bit of a ball hog. But yesterday, he was drawing fouls smartly, and then also, there were a couple huge plays at the end of the game, where instead of shooting, he passed. There's a great story with Michael Jordan, where people are saying, if you want to be the best player, you're going to need to learn how to pass the ball. And because in a way, being selfish is being, in the NBA, is being too scared to shoot the ball. But Michael Jordan was pretty much the opposite, and he would always shoot the ball and was a bit of a ball hog at times. He passed it to Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr made a huge shot, and that was kind of when he really put himself out as the best player in the NBA. And Zach LaVine, I'm not saying he's near that level, but he showed how much more valuable of a player he can be if he can play make.
Good stuff there. And moving on from the Bulls game, and the Bulls do have a lot of talent for the future. You know, Laurie, Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Kobe White was non-existent last night. He only had 3 points. But whatever. Good looking for the future. I really like Kobe White. So I think the surprise of the year, I think we can agree on this, are the Miami Heat. Nobody expected the Miami Heat to be doing as well as they are doing. And I think realistically, based on everything that I've seen so far, and I went to the Bucks game on Saturday. They played the Cavaliers. They won by 20. This Bucks team really disappoints me, to be honest with you. I mean, they're not trying to impress me specifically, obviously, but this Bucks team they're very weird in the way that they play. I mean, Eric Bledsoe's out, but they were up by 13 in the first quarter against the Cavs and quickly were down 6 in the second quarter against the Cavaliers. Cavaliers, a bottom 5 team in the NBA, as we predicted, and we obviously knew that. They don't have a very talented roster. This Bucks team really confuses me. They're scoring the most in the NBA, around 120 points a game, might be around 119, but this Bucks team just doesn't look that convincing right now, and Giannis is airballing free throws. I'm really impressed by the Heat and the Celtics right now, to be honest with you, in the Eastern Conference.
To the Bucks, though, they did win, was it 17 straight in a row?
17 straight, but they only beat 2 teams with winning records, and that was the Nuggets and the Clippers. To their credit, the Clippers are a great team, but it doesn't seem like the Clippers are going as hard as they possibly could in the regular season. Kawhi Leonard is getting a lot of load management, and for our viewers who don't know what load management is, it's when coaches sit out their players due to rest or minute restrictions. You're only allowed to play 20 minutes or something like that, and then you're not allowed to play for the rest of the game. This Clippers team, I think, is more talented than the Bucks, and in a 7-game series, I would trust the Clippers to outcoach and outplay the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't think the Clippers are trying right now in this
Exactly.
regular season. I don't care if they're like anyone doesn't want to admit it. They're not trying right now.
Yeah.
There's not really a reason to.
Yeah, and
Wait
it's
for the
smart
postseason.
too.
It makes sense. It's the new NBA wave.
Yeah.
Also, back to the Bucks. They won 17 straight games. I think they're just probably tired from that run. I still think they're a legit contender.
I think they're a legit contender. I think people are overreacting, to this. They've done this the whole time. People are overreacting to saying, "Oh, they actually haven't beaten anyone." I think they're still a really good team.
Back to the Heat. You were
I think
saying
the Lakers are better though.
I agree. You were saying the Heat are a surprise team this year.
The Heat is definitely a surprise team this year. They played the Sixers last night, beat them 108-104. And the thing that really impressed me about this Heat team is they're doing it with big names that nobody knows about. Talking about Kendrick Nunn, who had 26 last night, Derek Jones with 13 last night,
Duncan Robinson, one of the best shooters.
Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, who obviously people know about. But here's and Tyler Hero, people know about him. He was a first-round pick. Here's my thing about the Miami Heat. If they want to go in this year, which I think they definitely should, they need to trade for somebody. And I think it needs to be a big man.
Yeah, they do need to trade for someone, but I think I just want to talk about what they've done to get this far. I think they've made the best change to their culture. I think with getting Jimmy Butler, and I think
they put a team that Jimmy Butler can lead.
Yeah, this team is
hard
destined
workers
to go for a run in the playoff spot, but as you said, they need to make a trade.
I mean, their starting center right now is Kelly Olynyk.
I think
he's a good role player, but they need a player.
It doesn't look like Olynyk will be starting though.
Exactly.
When or come later because they have injuries. Goran Dragic, Justice Winslow, who will probably play guard, and they'll just put Adebayo at center, who's definitely capable there.
They definitely need more star power though.
Probably to make a real run. But last night they looked great. They beat the 76ers, who are 20-9. By the way, it was the 76ers' first loss on their home court this season, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, and you look at the Heat, you look at the box score of this game. The Heat go down 10 early, 19-29 after the first quarter. The Heat come out, score 37 points into the second quarter. This team can beat you in so many different ways. They lost to the Lakers by 2, and I think the difference is just star power, like you were talking about, Anthony Davis and LeBron against 2 undrafted players and Jimmy Butler. If they want to
They almost beat the Lakers. They had a shot at it.
And they still almost beat the Lakers. I think a player that they really should try to go for, it'd be hard to get him. Karl-Anthony Towns would push this team completely over the top.
I agree. I don't know what they could get out of him, though.
Yeah.
I think Adebayo's stock has risen a lot recently. He won NBA Player of the Week last week, which is a bit of a joke award, but still gets a ton of respect.
Every award in the NBA is a joke.
Yeah, obviously. But he's been doing great this year. He's averaging 15.5 points per game. He's really raised that recently. Also, surprisingly, he's been a distributor. He's had a couple games with 10 assists, which is shocking. I did not see this coming at all.
Yeah.
And he's over doubled his assist total to 4.5.
Yes, but I think he is 6'9", maybe 6'10". So
yeah, but everybody in the NBA is 6'9", 6'10" with the new heights.
In the playoffs, Bam Adebayo is not gonna be able to keep up. He's a good player.
Well, I think if you put Bam at center with the new small ball wave, that'll work.
So do you think with this Heat team, do you think they need to make a trade to make a serious run?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, to make a serious run, I think they couldn't beat the 76ers or the Bucks.
In a 7-game series, I think they could keep it close with the Bucks, but Giannis and Eric Bledsoe would overwhelm them eventually.
Not Bledsoe.
This team is defensively really good. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's a great two-way player, and I don't think Giannis is a great two-way player. You can.
Did you just say Giannis was not a great two-way player?
Giannis is not a good.
No
I don't
way.
think Giannis is that good of a defender.
He plays so much offense that he will take the occasional break on defense, but he can guard all 5 positions as well as anybody.
I know.
In the NBA.
Yes, but that's only because he's 7 feet tall. I'm not Ryan Hollins. Okay, I'm not Ryan Hollins, and I don't think Giannis is overrated.
Ryan Hollins, by the way, is an NBA news anchor.
Probably the most
quotes.
annoying
Analyst.
person on ESPN.
Yeah,
I go to every YouTube video and dislike it.
If we really want to get into this, which we don't, it's Jay Billis, but that's not
That's a hot take.
no.
Whatever. It doesn't.
Okay,
it doesn't-
anyway.
Whatever. I don't think Giannis is as good of a defender, and he's very one-dimensional when it comes to going to the hoop. He can't shoot threes unless he's left 5 feet wide open from the 3-point line. I've seen it. He airballs free throws. You've all seen it. Kawhi,
Yeah.
and when he plays against a quality player who's guarding him, like Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James, he's out of the game.
Okay.
When you're
Shaq
saying
was also one-dimensional.
Yeah. And when-
That's completely different. He was 300 pounds.
when you're saying Giannis Antetokounmpo
Giannis
is
is 7 feet tall.
Yes.
It's
Not
like
gonna
when you're saying
insanely
when you're saying
athletic.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is one-dimensional, just taking it to the basket, nobody can guard him on the perimeter when he's taking it to the basket. And when he gets in the paint, he has such a great arsenal. Some of the best footwork I've ever seen out of a big guy.
He's shooting
Yeah.
under 30% in the Eastern Conference Finals when Kawhi Leonard started guarding him like tightly.
Okay, we also have to factor this is another year for a very, very young
Yeah.
player going to the playoffs.
I know.
How old is he now? Is he 24?
He'll get better.
Sounds right.
I'm just saying right
might be
now,
he might
his
be a year
defense,
younger.
his defense just isn't there right now. That's where we are right now with the Bucks. And moving on to the Bucks and the Lakers, some great NBA games tonight. Lakers at Bucks, Rockets at Clippers. I feel like the Rockets and Clippers have played a lot this year already, and James Harden looks unguardable. Let's get on to the Lakers Bucks game first. The two best teams in the NBA from both conferences, 24-4. Lakers 24-4. Bucks. Who has the edge tonight? Nick Falk.
I'm gonna go with the Lakers here. I think, obviously we talk about this literally every time, but the regular season is not the same as the postseason. But LeBron wants to win this game, and if LeBron wants to win this game with this team, possibly the most talented team he's had, which is people don't remember him on the Heat and stuff. Those are some good teams. I think they won like 33 straight games.
Yeah.
But
No, not 33.
And
I
you know
think
who
it was
broke?
It was like
33.
25.
And you know who broke
Are you
that
30,
streak?
33 was that Bucks team with Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That was 35. That was 35.
Wow, I'm looking it up.
Okay, you looked that
okay,
up. But
okay,
you know who
but
broke? I mean,
I think the Lakers will win this game. I just think this Lakers team, they built a really good team. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. But Anthony Davis and LeBron James is pretty unstoppable.
I looked up Miami Heat win streak, and it showed 1 because I forgot to look up the year.
Yeah.
But in 2013, the Heat had 27 straight wins, which is
And-
the second longest ever.
and that streak was broken by Captain Kirk of the Chicago Bulls.
Kirk Heinrich.
Heinrich. Great team. So I'm picking the Lakers tonight. I really like LeBron and what Anthony Davis is doing. Right now, this team seems more complete to me. The Bucks have a lot of injuries right now. And I'm just going to say they should have signed Brogdon. They really should have. They're missing Brogdon.
I don't think they could have.
I know they couldn't, but Brogdon looks tremendous on the Pacers.
What
I
it
mean-
seemed like was they had to choose between Brogdon and Middleton.
And
They both look
Giannis
really good.
Is a free agent this year.
Yeah.
So
Didn't they extend him?
I don't know
Not
if
yet.
they did.
The rumors that
I don't
I've
think
seen
they
is that the Warriors are going to try to go out and get him. We're not going to make any
It's a rumor.
claims. It's a rumor, obviously. This Lakers team just looks so complete, and it's so interesting to me because in the preseason, LeBron was like campaigning for Anthony Davis to win MVP. LeBron is running away with the MVP race. He's leading. He's leading. Okay, he's top 5 in scoring.
I wouldn't say he's running away.
I'd
But
say
he eventually-
Giannis is still there.
This
is
is
Luka.
such a competitive year.
Luka's been
that
hurt, though.
He's not running away.
Okay, but LeBron is leading the league in assists per game. He's at 10. I think he's got 24 points a game, and I think he's 9 rebounds a game.
26 points a game.
26 points a
and
game.
7.5 rebounds.
7.5 rebounds.
And
He just looks unbelievable.
There's no way that they're going to give it to Harden again because the NBA awards they just don't like.
Doubling it.
Yeah.
Doubling up.
That's the
Also,
same in the
Harden has
NFL
been very
too, but-
inefficient.
And moving on to
He's
James
still
Harden.
averaging 30.
By the way, if
Moving
you're
on
going to
to
give it to
James Harden.
LeBron, though, you need to consider Anthony Davis. They're on the same team, and Anthony Davis is similarly probably not as good because of the assist totals, but still has amazing stats with 27.5 points per game.
The fans are, if this comes down, if this is like, let's say they're at the same standing point, they won't be at the end of the season. LeBron will win it because he's LeBron.
Yeah, I agree. And he's been snubbed out of so many MVP
Yes.
awards in his career.
Like, if this was 3 years ago, everyone would be tired of LeBron winning.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, it's just like in the NFL where you could argue every single season that the coach of the year could be Bill Belichick, and same thing with every year you could argue that the MVP is LeBron. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the next game, Rockets at the Clippers. Like I said before, I think they've already played twice. James Harden is taking a roster that is just not very good. Russell Westbrook has had season or career lows in 3-point percentage, field goal percentage, and points per game.
This Rockets team is really bad.
This Rockets team roster is
Their roster, sorry, not their team.
yeah, okay.
Because they're starting Ben McLemore, who's never really started,
Yeah.
Daniel House sometimes. These
Daniel
are
House,
no
like,
names.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's this team like became the way it is because of like Chris Paul and how much they kind of went all out and the Warriors kind of destroyed that.
They have no future in Houston.
They have absolutely no future. And I mean, it's just because they're out of money and they're just scrambling for players. But they're still keeping it up, which is amazing.
Yeah, I feel bad for Mike D'Antoni because his job is so far on the hot seat. They were pretty much saying it's championship or bust this year for him. Daryl Worley, their GM. This team is not talented enough to win a championship. You could be the best coach ever, and they couldn't win a championship.
But it was championship or bust probably the last 3 years.
I agree.
So I think he gave him another chance, which you maybe shouldn't have. So I think that Daryl Morey. I don't think you should fault Daryl Morey.
It seemed like Russell Westbrook, or trading for Russell Westbrook, getting rid of Chris Paul, I don't disagree with, but getting Russell Westbrook kind of seemed like an impulse move. I thought it wasn't going to work. I thought it wasn't going to work. It's a lot of money.
I think
and Russell.
I think it's not working.
I think it was a good move.
I mean,
personally,
Harden is averaging.
It was a good risk.
Harden's averaging 21 free throws a game, 15 threes a game. He's making 5 of them. He's averaging, what is he, averaging 40 points a game, maybe 39?
39.
38.9, yeah.
39 points, 38.9 points every game. He's completely unguardable, but in the playoffs, all you have to do is, you put 3 people on him. He's going nowhere.
This is another reason why Mike D'Antoni, the case of possibly firing him, he hasn't figured it out in the playoffs yet. So this is his last year to figure out in the playoffs.
Well, one thing they're going to do is they have to be playing Daniel House or Ben McLemore the whole time. And they'll probably also have Eric Gordon in, who will be nice when he comes back from injury.
Yeah.
You could pretty much leave PJ Tucker, Clint Capella, and Daniel House. Let's say those are the 3 in. You could pretty much put 2 guys on them and double Harden the whole time.
Yeah.
If you wanted in the playoffs.
I mean, they used to have that year. They had all these insane shooters like
Ryan Anderson.
Didn't they break
They used to have Trevor Ariza.
Yeah.
Like you could pass them to the corner. I mean, of course, that game I think they were 0 for 17 or something.
That game was crazy. Yeah, they could just not make a shot
Yeah.
in their elimination game against the Warriors.
And like the Warriors played bad. And so I mean they don't have those shooters anymore. Harden's gonna have to carry them, and as you said, I think they can double him. So the Rockets are in trouble, and we always talk about trading to improve for the playoffs in the NBA. The Rockets can't trade with the cap space.
Exactly.
And their team structure.
And I agree, they really need a forward, and they're not going to be able to get one probably. Tonight, who do you have, Rockets or Clippers?
I'm taking the Clippers because it's in Los Angeles, but the Rockets have won the last 2 games against the Clippers.
I got the Clippers. I think they'll try,
Yeah.
which is what it depends on. Kawhi's missed a couple games from load management. I think he'll be back.
Yeah.
I assume.
I was tempted to go the Rockets, but I agree with you. I think they'll try tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it depends on.
Yeah.
All right, just tuning in. You're listening to The Engine on YouTube and WTH Radio 88.1 FM. Johnny Fogel alongside Nick Freeman and Nick Falk. And the next segment we're going to get into is our Superstar Draft. You know, we're starting a new decade. Who do you want to start an NBA franchise with? Nick Freeman, explain to them how we're going to do this.
So all 3 of us, we're going to go around in a circle. Johnny's going to ask, who do you want to ask the trivia question to?
I'll ask Nick Falk the trivia question.
Okay, Johnny's going to ask Nick Falk the trivia question. If he gets it right, he has the first pick in our draft, and we're going to be going around in a snake draft.
Yeah.
And if he gets it wrong, then I'll start. Johnny's second in each round. A snake draft's pretty much, it will go Nick, Johnny, Nick, then whoever went first will go last in the second round.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much drafting guys who, if you were to start an NBA franchise right now, who you would want to start it with for the next decade.
Yeah, it's like a little mini draft.
So it's almost like mixing the superstars based on their age.
Yeah, and
You have to find that medium.
We'll do this in the future too. This isn't a one-time thing, and we'll do it with different sports and different situations.
We thought it'd be fun because this is going to be our last NBA episode of 2019, or of this decade, because winter break is coming up for our school, and we're not going to be able to have a show.
Yep.
We do have NFL tomorrow, though, at the same time.
All right, and with that being said, Nick Falk, I'm going to give this to you. All right, here we go. What team has the worst record in NBA history?
The Charlotte Bobcats.
Can you name what their record was? This isn't part of it. You already won it.
I
will give you a hint. The NBA was in a lockout that season.
Yes,
so
I knew that. That's why it's hard, because I knew that too. I felt like
I think I might know it.
I felt like they lost high 50s games.
Can I guess?
You can guess.
I'm going to say it was 7-53.
It was 7-52.
Oh.
That was close. Anyways, you get
I
points
felt like
for
it was somewhere
trying.
around 6
Yeah.
or 7.
Nick
yeah.
Falk,
First pick.
The board is open to you with the first pick in the draft.
Okay, so I can choose from any player in the NBA right now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take Giannis.
I agree.
He's a specimen. Like, I know you're talking about, he's good at defense. He's a really good
Also, by the
defender.
way, I forgot to explain this. Each team needs 1 guard, 1 wing, and 1 big man. We'll say Giannis is a wing.
Okay, yeah. So I have to choose a guard or a big man next time? Okay. So, yeah, Giannis, I mean, he can be a guard, a big man, or a wing, obviously. And he's 24 years old. I think he's 24. Did we fact check that?
Yeah, let me check real quick.
Yeah, okay, but it doesn't really matter. He's a
below
young
20
player.
Yeah, he's lower than 26.
I mean, he's like 7 feet tall. His wingspan is insane.
He just turned 25,
He's
actually.
a hard worker. I trust him. And I think he can lead a franchise, too. So I'm definitely very confident in starting my franchise off with Giannis.
I like that pick.
And Nick Freeman, your pick.
It's your pick.
Oh, it's my pick. Okay. I'm selecting Joel Embiid.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's my thing about Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
I know he's got an injury problem, and that's fair. I find right now that he's a more complete player than Giannis. He's a better outside shooter. He can go to the hoop just as well, maybe a little bit less. He's as hard as a worker. You can't really quantify working unless it's less, but you can't really quantify more. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I find that people want to play with Joel Embiid. You saw how much it meant to him to win that game in the Eastern Conference Finals. You saw the moment Kawhi hit that shot, he started bawling. He was crying. He's such a great player. He's such a great basketball personality, and he's exactly the type of player that you need to start a team.
The injury risk.
The injury risk is there, but I'm willing to take it because of how much of it. Like, the upside on Joel Embiid is so high.
He's 25, and he's been playing a little more each year, even though he's not been great this year.
I feel like Giannis is like already a superstar. Joel Embiid really hasn't gone all the way to his upside.
Yeah, also to take that, or to defend Johnny, since you do need a big man on each team, he probably is clearly the best big man. That makes sense to me.
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
All right, I'm going with my guard for my first pick, Luka Doncic.
Yeah, great pick.
All right. I think that's obvious.
Yep, 20 years old. His stat line right now, he got a sprained ankle about 5 days ago, but I'm not worried about injury issues with him. It just seemed like a normal basketball injury. 29.3 points per game, 8.9 assists per game, 9.6 rebounds per game.
Wow.
He's already had many 30-point triple-doubles. He's only 20. This is his second year in the NBA. He has so much potential. I actually was not that high on him before the season. But just watching him play, he's so smooth. He's such a great scorer, and it looks like he gets fazed by nobody. I would definitely want him leading my team in the future.
I think as I see this on your screen, he's 20 years old, and he's already looks like a seasoned professional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he knows how to conduct himself, and he's obviously super talented.
Yeah.
So.
And then with my next pick, I'm going with Kawhi Leonard. This might be, or he's going to be my wing. Actually, I'm not going to take Kawhi Leonard.
Really?
I'm not taking Kawhi Leonard. I just realized something. I want a big man. I'm taking Anthony Davis.
No. You.
It took me a second to realize that I actually do think he's the best big man in this draft. He's 26 years old. He's already averaging 27.5 points per game. He's been putting up MVP-like numbers for his whole career since I think he was drafted in 2012. And I just love his upside. I think he's already a superstar and will continue that for the next decade, at least for the most part of it. And I want him on my team.
All right. I'm torn between two. I mean, it's going to be a wing. You know what? I'm going with a guard. I'm going with Kendrick Nunn. Think about it this way. Think about it this way.
Whoa.
Think about it this way.
Johnny's team is going crazy right now.
Think about it this way. Okay. Think about it this way.
He's not that young.
He's not young. It's unconventional. Okay?
Are you sure you want Kendrick Nunn?
I want Kendrick Nunn.
Are you sure?
It's unconventional.
You can take it back.
All right. After this, we're gonna do a list of names and see if you'd rather have this guy or Kendrick Nunn.
Okay.
I feel like there's a little bit of revenge because I did that to you with Mitch Trubisky, but whatever. A couple weeks back. You know what? Just because you said that, I will take it back. I was torn between 3 Kendrick Nunn, but I'm gonna take Kawhi Leonard in my wing. It was either between.
Imagine taking Kendrick Nunn over Kawhi Leonard.
It's tough, but I don't know. You're talking about the future, and Kawhi Leonard is 30. And how old is Kendrick Nunn?
Kawhi Leonard's only 28.
Okay, how old is Kendrick Nunn?
24.
24. What do you
mean?
He's
Devin
not?
Booker's like 22.
Whatever. I don't want Devin Booker.
This is Kendrick Nunn's technical rookie season.
I don't want ball hogs on my team. Let me pick my team. Kawhi Leonard is the best two-way player I've ever seen in my life, okay? He's unbelievable defender. He completely took Giannis out of the Eastern Conference Finals, which means that he could definitely do it again if I was playing Nick Falk's team. I already have Joel Embiid, which means that isn't as much scoring for Joel Embiid. I have a person who is clutch and who can hit the late-game shots if need be. I completely know that Kawhi Leonard will bring it, even if we're load managing, which there's going to be some load management on this team with Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard.
Absolutely.
But it's totally fine. I'm completely
There
fine with this
also
roster.
might be some beef on this team after last year's the Toronto taking down
But it's
Philadelphia.
going to be fine. Kawhi is the opposite of locker room cancer. Everybody loves to play with him. He's a great player, and I want Kawhi Leonard on my team.
I agree. Good pick.
Okay. So I was going to take Anthony Davis because I knew Johnny already took a center. This is really hard.
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is on the board.
That's who I'm thinking of taking. I think I'm going to take Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, I don't know how much I trust Karl Anthony Towns, but he has the talent. And Giannis and Karl Anthony Towns, I think, could work really well together. They could both work great in the fast break. Maybe some pick and roll, Giannis and Karl Anthony Towns. That
would be
size
exciting.
would be pretty unstoppable.
You do Karl Anthony Towns with the ball and Giannis as a screener. You could do either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you can't do pick and pop because Giannis
True.
can't shoot.
Yeah, you want Karl Anthony Towns popping.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns can pop.
Yeah. He's actually a really good shooter.
So you want to run pick and pop with Karl Anthony Towns and Giannis.
Okay.
I would love to run that.
It's okay. It's the main idea of it is a fast break team, a fast paced, pretty unstoppable in terms of size and probably rebounding.
Sounds like a lot of knee injuries waiting to happen.
You
I mean,
have
me too.
Joel Embiid on your
Me
team.
too, but
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, okay, so
Also, to your team, one great thing about it, Karl Anthony Towns, what he lacks on defense, Giannis.
I was about to say that.
He has
yeah.
that in rim protection.
So I mean, I think that I think Karl Anthony Towns. Another reason is I think he will develop into a more traditional center, like not losing any of the other things, but developing more into a traditional center as he gets older, which I think will be great for our team, especially in the playoffs. So yeah, and then I have another pick
Yep.
here now.
Guard.
Okay, so
It's tough.
so how many years is this? Like I'm thinking about.
Let's say it's the 2020 decade, so 10 years.
Okay, but here's the
10
thing.
years.
You have to take this into account. If you had these players, okay, you're going to at least the conference championship game. Think about it realistically.
Yeah.
So,
So it's about balancing whether you want to win championships in 2029 or 2021. But you want that team throughout.
You want to go big now. If you can, you should. I mean, you can go big and go home. It's not preferable, but you can. I mean, it's what the Rockets have been doing for years.
Okay. Can I take LeBron as my point guard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
I'll take LeBron
I'll
as
allow
my
it.
point guard. Okay, so, I mean, I was stuck between LeBron and Steph Curry, realistically.
See,
Because of
you know
Steph Curry's injury,
I'm sorry to cut
I
you
took
off.
LeBron. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. See, I know it's a hard pick to pick between Steph Curry and the second best, maybe best player of all time, but I don't know, it's LeBron.
LeBron also is 34.
That's why I just think, I can win 2 championships in the next 2 years. And then I also have these 2 insane players waiting for me.
LeBron is the best GM in NBA history, also. So
Yeah,
They're going to attract talent.
he's probably going to play until he's 38. I'm not saying he'll probably be an all-star at 38.
You're going to get outmanned on our 3-on-3 tournament when you only have 2 players in 5 years.
Okay. I'm
just kidding.
I don't know. Okay, LeBron is insane. I think this is almost an automatic to win the next 2 years the championship. So, I mean, I think with a very fast-paced team, we need LeBron's passing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean, we're not including other players, but we're going to need some shooting.
Also, whether you like it or not, LeBron is arguably the best player of all time.
He is.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I was scared because you guys were Bulls fans, so I was scared to say that. Yeah, no, I think LeBron's
I don't really
I
hate
do also.
LeBron anymore.
I love LeBron. I've loved LeBron forever.
Yeah,
And
I
even when
used to
Derek
hate
Rose
him,
tore his
but
ACL.
Before I get hate from all the viewers saying I think LeBron's better than Michael Jordan, a lot of that is because I grew up watching LeBron.
Yeah.
I don't know how great Michael Jordan was.
Yeah,
So I feel like whoever you grow up with, there's something about them that makes them the GOAT.
And then also, I just think my team, we're not talking about the rest of our team, but I think I would need to add a little bit more shooting. That's the main flaw.
Yeah, your best shooter by far is Anthony Towns.
Yeah. LeBron's okay. He can figure out a way to shoot.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my pick.
Yep, your pick.
Nick, you have a guard. Nick Freeman, you have a guard.
Yeah, I have Luka Doncic.
I think for the future, and even though he's a little old, I'm taking. No, he's actually not old. Damian.
He's 29.
He's 29. I'll take Damian Lillard. This team is going to mold so well together. Damian Lillard, I know he's not locker room cancer. None of these players are locker room cancer, and Joel Embiid is going to lead this team. Kawhi Leonard's going to be the talent. This team is going to be unbelievable, and it's going to be fast. It's going to be some load management, like I said earlier. But Damian Lillard is totally capable of carrying a team. I think
Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn is tremendous, and whatever. Think about it this way: Hassan Whiteside has made the Trailblazers worse. It's already proven. Like, we don't know where they're gonna finish this season, but whatever.
Yeah, Trailblazers are confusing right now.
Yeah, the Trailblazers are confusing. Damian Lillard is a tremendous player. I mean, Nick Freeman, he was your preseason MVP pick. Obviously, you've pulled,
I disagree with it, but
pulled-
there was a reason behind it at the
there was a
time.
I
reason,
agree with it, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but there was clearly a reason behind. I mean, you saw that shot he had against Paul George last year in the playoffs. He takes that shot. Like, there's so many players. Like, Damian Lillard and Kawhi Leonard, I have no problem with either of them taking the last shot. Embiid could take the last shot. These are clutch players. I was torn between him and Kyrie, but it's the injury aspect of Kyrie. Kyrie is a little injury prone. Same with Joel Embiid and Kawhi Leonard. So there you go, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I agree.
Pick.
With my last pick, I'm gonna take Kevin Durant. He's 31. I'm a little worried about his Achilles.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but when I was looking at the other wings I need for my team, the guys I was considering, Zion Williamson, who I'm also worried about injury, but he has that freakish potential. Pascal Siakam, who I don't really know where he's gonna be, but he's really solid right now. And then other older guys, and I think Kevin Durant just is probably the most talented player in the NBA.
Yeah, he'd fit the most with your team. I don't think Pascal Siakam would fit with the other guys in your team.
My team has a good balance of defense, shooting, all around potential.
Yeah. It's kind of shocking that Steph Curry and James Harden were not taken.
Well,
There are a lot of interesting guys not taken.
Well, I'm not saying to me, but I'm just saying, like, they're really good basketball players. And it's just that James Harden, he's averaging 39 right now, and I didn't really consider him even.
I was thinking about it, but Damian Lillard is. You talk about, here's a concept for you, floor general. Okay, when you're on a team, you make people around you better.
I think Harden's a
James
better
Harden,
floor general.
James Harden's plus minus is negative. Like it is.
Yeah.
So he clearly makes
I
people
agree.
around him worse. Damian Lillard's plus minus, I don't know what his plus minus is.
I would have gone Steph Curry over Damian Lillard.
It's,
Yeah, I
it's
think
close.
Not
The
Harden.
shooting is like
The shooting is unbelievable. Nobody picked Klay Thompson either. It's just the injury aspect. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen-
Nobody picked Draymond. Should we draft 2 more players? We have time.
I would. Actually, I think we should probably move on and just talk about the guys who
Yeah,
were drafted.
maybe we should just like overall. Yeah.
Listen to some of these names. So it's a good mixture of younger guys and current stars. Some of the younger guys: Trae Young, no team; Zion Williamson, no team; Ben Simmons, no team;
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, no team;
I was thinking about
Donovan Mitchell.
I was thinking about taking Ben Simmons, but then I would also have just 270s. Like I would have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, anyways. So like, I don't know. I'm trying to have fun with it. And if you can get Ben Simmons and who was on my team, Ben Simmons, Damian Lillard, and why am I blanking? Kawhi Leonard. If I can have Kawhi Leonard and not have Ben Simmons, like, and I'm under the belief that, and we can talk about this right now. I thought when I heard about it that the Sixers were trying to trade LeBron for Ben Simmons and a first-round pick to send LeBron. Also, right now, we've got like less than a minute left. Do you trust the Bucks to beat the Heat
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
7-game series?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah. It's
Here
pretty
from
easy.
The Engine.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe this video. It should be on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully we'll evolve in the coming weeks.
yeah, tell your friends.
Yep.
Hope maybe we'll have merchandise. We'll see. But
Yeah.
thank you for listening.
Yes,
We'll be
see you.
back tomorrow.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for tuning in. And yeah, WTH Radio 88.1. Thank you for listening.